Welcome to episode 30 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I'm your host, Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, joined once again by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello, everybody. Fonzie.
And now Bear is here too because he wants attention.
Luna's here, but she's going to bed.
Yeah. If you don't know, my dog's name is Bear. He's a little dude.
Because he looks like a little small bear.
Yeah, he looks like a little teddy bear. It's my little homie. Now you got attention. You can go away. Mind your business now. Cool. Anyway, we're here.
We're queer.
I mean, sure, that's not where I was going with this, but, we're here to talk about Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow. That's just what we're here for. I mean, you can throw the queer thing in if you want. It could be true or not be true. I will not confirm or deny either way. It's up to you to decide. What do you think?
I don't know.
Considering we both have children, that might be weird, but
Nothing weird about it, Travis.
Okay.
But anywho.
Anyway, yeah. CW-verse, Arrowverse, Flareverse, Clusterverse, whatever Mara wants to call it today. That's what we're here to talk about. And I know this season's over, but our season wasn't over yet. We had one more episode to do. We're doing a recap of this entire season.
Tonight's the season finale.
Yes, this is the season finale of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. You can go ahead and make that noise. You can make that noise again, Mara. Go ahead. Oh man, yeah.
You still weren't ready for that.
Yeah. That's why I had you do it again. But I figured, we should edit on number 30. So we'll do 30 episodes. Nice round number. Because 29 just didn't seem right.
Yeah, because you just leave one out, and one is the loneliest number there could ever be.
2's just bad as 1. It's the loneliest number since the number 1.
See, you get it.
Mm-hmm. I do. How you been, though? You good?
I've been good. I'm going to miss these.
Yeah, we don't get this back to, October?
Yeah, because, CW got behind everyone else.
God, that's painful. If only there was another show we could do that we can talk about every week. That maybe comes up in July.
It's coming up soon.
Like a show that comes on in mid-July that we'll be doing a post show for. That we can talk about every week. If only.
Nigga, I just said we have Game of Thrones coming up.
Oh, we're doing Game of Thrones? Hashtag them thrones.
You run this shit.
Live every week. 30 minutes after the show goes off on twitch.tv/Creation Magazine. Every week. Look out for it. Anyway, back to superhero shows, though. Like I said, we're recapping this entire season. Whole season of Supergirl, whole season of Flash, whole season of Legends of Tomorrow, whole season of Arrow. Let's kick it off. Let's talk about this past season of Supergirl. This one, I enjoyed it. I will never go as far as to say I didn't enjoy this season. But it seemed a little all over the place for me this season. There was a lot going on. You know what I mean? Feel me? Mara? Back now. You there?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you I don't know what happened, but anyway, yeah. It's a little I was saying this season of Supergirl is a little all over the place.
Have a better budget.
You said what?
Said hopefully next season we too will also get a better budget like Power Rangers did.
Oh man, yeah. So, like I said, this season of Supergirl was kind of all over the place. You know, not
It
that
was.
it wasn't bad. It just didn't seem to have much of a focus like the other shows did. You know, as far as
Right.
who their villain was and all that. Didn't make the show bad. It just seemed
Didn't have
unfocused.
a clear direction.
Yeah, yeah. Because at first you're like, okay, is it Cadmus? Is it, some other alien motherfuckers here? Oh, it's the Daxamites. Daxamites are the real bad guy, which we didn't see until like 4 episodes before the finale. Like
Right.
I don't know. Didn't really hit for me like the other ones did, but once it finally did hit, it ended pretty well. I'll say
I
that.
think it was still a step up from when CBS had Supergirl.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. It is much better than the first season, which is good. Step up.
Yeah. I mean, first season, I for the intro to Supergirl, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think that when they moved over to the CW, I think that was a really good step up.
Yeah. Any real standout moments from this season for you though?
Kara and Mon-El getting together, and I kind of called that. And then we kind of figured, we thought it might be like, no, this would be like a brother-sister thing. Nope, called it from the get.
Until he gets sucked into some portal at the end and it's all over.
I'm kind of hoping it's taking him to regular Earth 1, and he can help Barry in them.
That what you're going with?
That's what I'd like to go with. I mean, I know that's like a far chance in hell, but,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
seeing as how Barry is in other places, which we will get to.
Oh, wait till we talk about Flash. I'm about to blow your fucking mind. What else? Supergirl. Is there really anything else we need to say about Supergirl other than the fact that for the second time in a row they ended it with somebody else in some kind of space pod?
No.
Yeah.
I do hope with the next season. Well, let's talk about what I hope for.
Mm-hmm.
I hope with this next season, I hope they kind of, change. Like, I'm not saying I want less aliens because, I mean, that's mostly what, Superman, Supergirl, what they deal with. Like, they deal with people from outer space.
Mm-hmm.
And all that stuff. I'm, like, saying I want, like, I mean, I don't know what I want, to be honest. Like, it's hard to say, like, I want less alien supervillains, which in actuality, that'd be stupid because I'm not going to have Supergirl fucking fighting bank robbers every fucking episode.
Right. Because the thing is, on her Earth, which I believe is Earth 19, they don't have metahumans. So her threat is aliens, so that makes more sense for her.
Yeah, so it's like, it's hard for me to say, like, I wish every episode wasn't like some alien conflict or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But in actuality, like, most of them are going to be. But I mean, like, that's okay too, because that's what they are, and I like it because it also kind of sets them apart from the other shows in a sense. Like, I feel like with metahumans, I mean, you can always make up some random ass strange power, like walking through fucking mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
and you can make a villain out of it. But I also feel like you could do the same thing with aliens, like, the universe is infinite, so I feel like it's easy for them to keep with aliens. I kind of don't want the big bad to be another set of aliens that, Kryptonian just happen to have a problem with.
Well, my thing is, in this coming season, even though there's another alien that's coming from Krypton, but
Yeah.
I really want...
I feel like after that season, though, I kind of want them to stray away from that. Like,
I feel like
Krypton is gone.
I feel like with what's coming, I feel like this coming alien, whatever he/she is, because they said it instead of saying he or she, which is kind of weird if you think about it. But
they don't like gender norms, Travis. It's 2017.
It wasn't 2017 when the child left Krypton.
Maybe they were the first to establish they don't like gender norms.
Okay. Anyway, um, what was like? Oh, what I want to happen. Like, I really want them to really lean into Cadmus this coming season. You know, like really lean into that because after what happened this past season, in a strange way, they're kind of justified. You know.
Yeah, they got to make Cadmus a lot bigger. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought Cadmus was going to be the biggest problem that, that they were going to have. And it turns out that I was wrong. It was Daxamites that was going to turn out to be the biggest problem that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And, Cadmus had to help with that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Now, it's like after the Daxamites, now Cadmus actually can be a bigger problem because they're not just some crazy folks saying the aliens are out to get us. Now the aliens actually did come to get us, and they're like, they can do the whole "I told you so" thing, you know?
I told y'all niggas.
Yeah, basically. Like, what the fuck? We told your ass about these motherfucking aliens, and you let them in anyway, and look what happened. So it kind of makes them more dangerous, which I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that's what they lean into next season.
I'm not saying I want to see the downfall of the president, but I kind of want to see the world find out that she's an alien.
Why you want to bring down Wonder Woman?
I don't want to bring her down, but I kind of want to see what happens.
Like, the Wonder Woman movie just came out, and you trying to bring the other Wonder Woman down. I don't understand.
No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
It sounds like that's what you're trying to do, Mara, and I don't like it.
I'm just very curious as to how that would play out. I mean, the way they've already made it seem like, it's bound to come out because now, like, a good significant amount of people now know her secret.
This is true.
That's just me, though. I just want to see how it would be handled.
Yeah.
Are they gonna, like, Men in Black everyone so everyone forgets that or some shit? Like,
well, I mean, only people that know are people who really have no reason to tell. So, Cadmus doesn't know, so they're still all right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I feel like Cadmus probably knows, but we don't know that they know yet. I mean, Mama Cadmus, Mama Luther seems to know quite a bit of stuff.
It's entirely possible. I don't think they do, though, because I feel like if they did know, they'd have done something. They'd have exposed her if they knew.
True.
But yeah.
Well, that's it for Supergirl for me. But that's what I want to see. I want to see Mon-El come back, definitely. There is news for Supergirl. I do remember this. I don't know if I told you about it. But I forgot her name already. But the actress who plays Maggie will not be a season regular in the upcoming season. She will be a recurring character.
Interesting.
So, I don't know what that holds for Maggie and Alex.
See, that's strange for me because I was seeing as her being there a window, like a little segue into us getting some Batman people into this universe. Because remember, Maggie Sawyer in the comics is a former love interest of Batwoman.
Correct.
So, like, if there's less of her, does that mean we're not getting those Batman people?
It could mean that. It could also mean that, they could still introduce them. I mean, she's going to be reoccurring, so, like, she'll be in there throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the actress, she wants to pursue other things as well. So,
how dare her try to diversify?
Yeah. So, they could, still kind of segue in some Batman people, in order to fill in where she's not going to be. You know what I mean?
Especially since they did kind of subtly mention Batman a little while ago. But, because Guardian was all like, yeah, Clark's friend over in Gotham, kind of like really did mention Batman. But
Right. So who knows? I mean, we'll see. Only time will tell.
yeah, yeah. What you want to talk about next? You want to go Legends, Arrow, Flash, what?
Let's do Legends.
Okay. Because the Legends are right now currently living in the land of the lost. Now we crossed the line, falling through time, living in the land of the lost.
I'm thinking of all the ways to disembowel you.
That's fine. The song still exists. You can't do anything about it. I've left it in my will that once I die, somebody sends you a link with the song playing over and over and over again.
What? That's so extra. Why?
Because that's what makes me happy, Mara. That's what makes me happy. Let me have what makes me happy. Why don't you want me to be happy?
So while I'm mourning, you're gonna have someone send me a link of something that would only solely remind me of just you.
Mm-hmm. So you can remember me as I was. Someone who loved to annoy you with that song.
$5. It's probably Matt.
It might be. I do know other people besides Matt. And I feel like John would really enjoy annoying you for me. So it might be him too.
Lovely.
Anyway, though. This season of Legends was an interesting one because they gave us the Legion of Doom without really giving us the Legion of Doom,
Yeah, I guess.
Like, they called themselves a Legion, and then they kind of said the words Legion of Doom, but it wasn't really them because there was no Lex Luthor or Gorilla Grodd or Mantis or, Sinestro or all those other people who were in the Legion of Doom, if you really know what the Legion of Doom was. But it was still cool. I enjoyed it anyway. This season introduced us to the Black Flash, which is like the Grim Reaper of the Speed Force, which is going to come into play later. I'll mention that in a bit when we talk about the Flash.
Creepy
dude.
Said creepy dude.
Yeah, he is a creepy dude. Let's see, what else? What else did this season gave us? Sarah as the captain, in charge, which I think was a very, very good change, actually. She just worked better as a captain than Rip did. And you saw that even when he came back, they used that in the script. They're like, yo, it actually works better with Sarah in charge than it does with you in charge.
Yeah. But I mean, there have been times where they had to rein Sarah in because she was going a little bit over the edge with certain I guess side thoughts of stuff.
Of course, yeah, because she was still dealing with Laurel dying and all that, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Specifics of what happened this season that really stood out to me. I enjoyed that part, towards the end when Mick was dealing with that whole thing of seeing Snart versus not really seeing Snart and not knowing if it was real, if it was just in his head.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that was fun. Or
just watching question their sanity is probably one of my most favorite things.
Mick in general is just he's my favorite legend anyway. I've mentioned this before. So anything that involves him makes me happy.
I know.
Another highlight of this season is Vixen. Good addition to the team. Very good addition to the team, actually. She brought that another dimension where she was real old school values and all that as far as what a hero should be and all that, and then clashing with the way the legends do things. It's fun. We didn't get enough of her actually, is from what I saw. Um, I wanted more of that conflict between what she thought they should do versus what the legends typically do.
But I like that. Yeah, I mean, I like that too. Um, it wasn't just just them doing what they wanted, and she just blindly following. It was like, hey, why don't we try this instead? Like, I feel like this, like, if she had opinions and she voiced them.
Yeah, definitely.
So I did like that. It wasn't like just having like this new person add to a group and just being like Stockholm syndrome. I'm just gonna do what everyone else does. That's not Stockholm syndrome, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just being a yes man when you add it on, like Haywood, got you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Other standouts from this season.
We saw everyone die, but we also saw everyone come back.
Yeah, that was weird. Or we saw everyone die, but it didn't really matter that they died because the real them was still alive, and yeah.
Exactly.
And because of all that, they're living in the land of the lost.
Well, yeah, I mean, you really would fuck up some shit, like if you saw your former self and your former self and your current, like, it's weird.
Even though the Flash did it, but
Well, I mean, like Evil Flash said, or Savitar said, the more you fuck with time, the less it applies to you.
But that's all the legends do is fuck with time. So I know, I get it. If you think about it too much, none of it makes sense. So just don't think about it too hard. But
I think because their show is more centered around time, it more applies to them, as opposed to Barry's is about being fucking fast. So they're just like, oh, just keep fucking with time. Eventually, it just won't even matter anymore.
But yeah, there are now Velociraptors in current time Los Angeles, and I'm with it.
You know who I'm sure wasn't with it?
Who was not with it?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Because they were so concerned with whether or not they could, they never stopped to consider whether or not they should.
Exactly.
Chaos.
These aren't even like genetically modified or genetically bred dinosaurs. These are like...
How do you know? They might be.
I'm going to take a stab at... These are probably just real genetic velociraptors running around modern-day Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I'm just saying it's entirely possible that, like, them fucking with time created some other dude who was genetically creating dinosaurs for an island and ended up in Los Angeles instead, and now there's velociraptors running around L.A. and, like, eating the Hollywood sign. There needs to be
a Salem witch hunt for that dude.
I mean, they can hunt for them all they want, but the velociraptors are still there eating the Hollywood sign, so...
I mean, like, hunt him down and then, like, tell him, ask how he can stop it, and then execute him.
Okay.
You have to execute him so he never does something like this ever again.
Yeah. What else was it? Oh, we saw Gideon in, like, human form.
I loved that. I lived for that moment.
And, like, how Rip was, like, in love with Gideon kind of thing. And it was like, yeah, you're in love with your ship's computer. That's kind of weird, but okay.
I mean, if he had to be in love with anyone, I would imagine it would be Gideon. I mean, she's been with him since day one.
It's still a computer.
But I mean, like, if she was a human.
But she's not. Done with what? I didn't do anything.
They made a whole movie about someone being in love with a computer. And now you're gonna rag on because Rip wants to be in love with the computer, kind of.
That doesn't make it okay.
Whatever.
Like, they've made movies about a lot of things. It doesn't make those things okay.
Whatever, son.
Okay. Anything else with Legends?
No, I just wanted to talk about it now before I forgot really about everything.
I hear you.
Because that ended so long ago.
It did. It did end a really long time ago. It feels like it was decades ago. In reality, it was just like a month, but still, you know.
Decades, months, same difference.
Yeah. What else you got for me? What else? What do you want to go to next?
Oh God, I don't know.
Let's see. What do you think we'll see next season?
For Legends?
For Legends, yeah.
I see that dinosaur thing literally lasting for probably only an episode.
An episode, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Returns?
Huh?
Any returns? You think you'll see Kendra come back? The Hawks?
No.
You think the Hawks are gone for good?
I've kind of just given up hope on that.
So you think the Hawks are gone for good? Okay. What about Snart? You think he'll come back to the team?
I hope so. Is it wrong to secretly hope that they don't like renew Prison Break so he'll just focus on Legends?
I mean, why does that matter? Mick's on Prison Break too, isn't he?
Yeah, but I still haven't seen Prison Break, so I'm not sure. I know, like, in the first season, I know Snart's character is a lot bigger because he's, like, the main character, but I don't know how big his character was in the, I know it's still about him, I don't know how big he was in it. I know it's him that they're trying to break out of prison now. In, like, Syria.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I know him and Mick are both in it, so it's just like, you know.
Because they are a package deal. I was actually talking about this with my friend yesterday. It was actuality. I think Mick did, like, I think he was the one who was saying he was just kind of following him wherever he went. And I was just like, yeah, if I get a job, I'm negotiating for this nigga. Our what's that word?
Mm-hmm.
It's not charisma. Our chemistry is, like, through the roof. Like, they are a package deal. You don't get one without the other.
Yeah. Makes sense. Anything else? Any other predictions?
I want to see Snart come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious as to who their big bad will be because they're gonna have to just make up a whole new a whole new character. Because I really don't want to see Malcolm Merlin come back into it as the big bad. Cause I'm just like, what the fuck can you do, you one-handed gimp?
Yeah, he's one-handed. He just blew some shit up, like possibly himself, and then the whole island he was on blew up. So it's just, you know.
Didn't.
But then the whole island he was on blew up too, even if the landmine didn't kill him, you know. Then the island blew up. So, you know.
And we know like 75% of them are making it off that island.
We don't know that. You're assuming that.
I am assuming that. And I just feel like they're not going to just kill off 75% of the cast.
You don't know that.
It's CW. They won't. You won't, Greg.
But they might be making a bold move like, yeah, you think I won't do this shit? Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. All of them are dead. Now what you gonna do?
Even Oliver's dead. Like, I'm not even gonna show you how he died.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. See, that's the thing. If I was running that show, that's the kind of thing I would do. Because I'd like hear the internet talking about, yeah, well, all them are. We know they're not gonna kill all those characters. Blah blah blah. Oh, I won't. Oh, I won't. Yeah, all of them are dead. Now what? This is a whole new show now.
Have a whole new cast, whole new Green Arrow. And this is when we finally get Justin Hartley from fucking Smallville when he originally played Green Arrow, and then all is settled, all is right in the world again.
No, you just what you do is you do a time lapse, and it's like set in the future where his son is the Arrow now, like Diggle's son, like it was in that flash forward from Legends of Tomorrow when he went to the future, and John's son was the Arrow. Yeah, I changed the whole show up just because people was talking shit.
Look at me. Look at me.
And I kind of
look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Look at me.
I'm looking.
You won't, Greg. Greg won't do it.
Yeah, I bet Greg won't do it either. I'm saying it now too. Yeah, you won't do it, Greg. You won't kill them all off. You won't do it.
Look me in the eye, Greg Berlanti. You won't.
Oh man, I feel like we've kind of slipped into talking about Arrow now, so let's continue that conversation.
Isn't that where we were picking up? Oh yeah, no, but I don't know how we got to that, but let's do it.
Yeah, we're talking about Arrow now, so that's just what it is. What was I gonna say about Arrow? This season, applause. Applause for this season compared to the last couple. Yeah, you got me this time. I enjoyed this one way more than the last couple.
I'm just happy there's no more flashbacks after this season. It finally came full
There's
circle.
no island flashbacks.
That's not what we said. That's not what he said.
He didn't specify because I remember them saying something in other interviews about doing other flashbacks like they did for Wild Dog, you know, with his daughter and shit, or like flashbacks with Curtis. Because I remember them mentioning a storyline with Curtis as far as him coming out to his parents or to his family or something, you know.
Okay, not that I'm trying to take away from that because that's a very crucial point in someone's life. What would that apply to? Episode of Flash.
I don't know. You gotta see the episode of television. It's Arrow. You gotta know what happens with the Arrow and his T-spheres. Oh man, but yeah, that's all part. I remember them mentioning that before, so we'll see.
I don't want any more flashbacks.
I know you don't want them, but I'm saying you're probably gonna get them anyway. They might not do it every episode, but you'll probably still get them. You hate me. I'm not making the show. I didn't put the flashbacks in the show. What you hate me for?
Didn't, but you're saying it.
I'm not creating it. I'm not making it happen. They're either gonna do it or not. They're not listening to me.
I mean, now the show's over, they probably could be listening to us.
They could be. And if they are listening to us, I'll say it again. I bet you won't kill all those characters on that island. I bet you won't. You won't. I'm saying, I'm not even betting you. I guarantee you're not going to kill them all off. Prove me wrong.
All right, so let's just talk about who we think is making it off this island. I mean, even though I mentioned it like last week. But let's just go over that real quick.
Okay. All of
and
them.
I feel...
Like, you asking me honestly what I think? I think they're all still alive.
No, there has to be a casualty.
Nope. I think they're all living. I'm not even joking. I think they're all gonna live.
I'm not gonna be happy with that.
Because I don't think they have the cojones.
I'm not saying I want people to die, but like...
You do. And that's the thing. I do too. But I don't think they have the cojones to do it. So, yeah. They're all still alive. Every last one of them.
Could they at least kill William's mom? I'm not for like matricide or anything. Just kill his mom. That there's more conflict in Oliver's life.
That's like eliminating conflict. Because then the kid just goes to live with him and Felicity. Like, that's not conflict.
It is a conflict because now he has to also be the Arrow, the mayor, and someone's fucking full-time dad.
Oh, that's going to be a thing anyway. He's already like, William's a thing now. Like, there's no pushing that away anymore. So that's still going to be a thing.
Okay.
But I'm saying you eliminate the conflict between baby mama and Felicity, and
I don't think it was them two that had a problem with each other.
No, they don't have a problem. But Oliver's an idiot, so he's going to create a problem because he's an idiot.
He's going to be like, oh, well, William's mom doesn't necessarily want him to know you as my girlfriend. And she's been like, I'm so sorry if I stepped on your toes. And she'd be like, the fuck are you talking about, Felicity?
Like, yo, I don't give a
and then
fuck.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hear who I think is not making it off the island?
Sure. Who do you think is not going to make it?
I think that Wild Dog should kick rocks. And
He's got to get his daughter back. They can't kill him off yet.
But see, that's even more reason why I would think they would do something like that. Because, there's so much to look forward for him that something as tragic as him being blown up on an island by a psychopath would be such a crazy ending for him.
Yeah. It's very Game of Thrones, this show view. But yeah.
Sorry, it's obvious that I miss Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like unresolved death storylines. Yeah. Death with unresolved storylines is what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very Game of Thrones this of you, you know. So
Sorry.
somebody's like, yeah, well, this is going on. I'll explain this to you when I get back. And they die before they get back. Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, like, it happens on a whole bunch of their shows
Like what?
on the CW.
Like what?
I feel like that happens at least once in every show.
If you're talking about Supernatural, they don't close out a lot of things on Supernatural because it's a bad show. But
I'm talking about all the shows. Like, even the CW just did it with the originals like 2 weeks ago. Not 2 weeks ago, like a week ago. Elijah and Haley, Elijah just promised her this big happy ending, and he was gonna, take this dagger over to what's his face to be like, our beef is over. And before he can even go there, he gets stabbed in the back with some knife with thorns in it, the only thing that can fucking kill him. And now his soul is in limbo. Are you telling me that's not an unanswered or unsolved death? You know what I mean? Unresolved, a death with unresolved issues.
You just said he's in limbo. This means he can come back somehow. Anyway.
I mean, we all know they're gonna bring him back either way.
So that's
but
not
it
unresolved.
doesn't seem that clear.
That's not unresolved. It can still be resolved. That's different. That's not the same thing at all.
But you get what I'm saying? At that moment, like before they put his soul in limbo, I was like, oh shit, they're gonna kill off Elijah. Why?
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Anything else with Arrow that I want to make sure? Oh, besides Baby Mama, who else do you think is gonna die? Is that it?
Baby Mama, maybe Wild Dog. What's her face? The Screeching, just so they can, I guess, like you said, they can transition Laurel in.
If they were to kill anybody off in that instance, I think it would be Dinah, but I don't think they will. But go ahead.
I only feel that only because like her character isn't. I feel like they just haven't made her as important as she could be.
Especially
like
with.
She's like.
Go ahead.
She's the one meta on their team.
And they haven't used her. Yeah.
And they barely use her. They use her more for her police hookups than they do for her actual talent.
And they kind of undermine her being there by having, the Earth 2 Laurel there. It's just like all the rest of us are just like, we're watching. It's like, yeah, we put Katie Cassidy back on the team. Like, what are you doing? Go ahead and do this.
We don't need two canary bitches. Like, obviously, we all noticed in the finale that they can just all they can do is knock each other out. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, she seems like just a placeholder right now. So yeah, she can go.
Yeah, because I just feel like there's no point in having both of them. It's sorry. What was I saying?
So there's no point in having both of them.
Yeah, because like the things they ask her to do or like they use her for is really stuff that Oliver could get done as fucking mayor. So.
You're right. You're right.
Like, albeit she may be on the crime scene, before Oliver hears about it, but I'm just saying, like, he asks her questions that he could just get figured out himself.
Mm-hmm. Anything else with Arrow? Besides,
I don't even know what they could do as a big bad for next season. Like they've had. See, I'm starting to realize something here. Each season's kind of like. Each show has like has the same kind of, I think, big bad. So, in a sense, just hear me out. So Supergirl, it's most of the time it's aliens from the what is that? The History Channel show where the guy goes aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Tomorrow. Well, I mean, theirs a little bit different because theirs is just going through time and stuff. So I guess time is like their big bad. But it's not really.
Mm-hmm.
And then Flash has normally been speedsters, but thankfully next season they'll be changing it to not being a speedster. Fucking finally. Arrow always has psychopaths. Have you ever realized that? They always have psychopaths, with the exception of Damien Dirk, who was a psychopath with magical powers.
Is Ra's al Ghul a psychopath?
I think anyone who has all the ninjas do their across the world automatically a psychopath.
I'm gonna need you to say that one more
So
time.
yes, that does count.
I lost you for a second. Say that again.
I think anyone who has a big army of ninjas that do their will and bidding all around the world, no questions asked, I think is automatically a psychopath. And that goes for his daughters too.
So he's a psychopath because a bunch of people follow him?
And he's breeding more psychopaths.
He's not breeding them. He's just, they were just born.
He's breeding them.
Well, I mean, it's kind of what happens when you place your seed into someone. A child is produced. It's just.
He's breeding more psychopaths.
But that's the thing. Like what you said is that makes him a psychopath. I don't think that really makes him a psychopath. So he's not really breeding more psychopaths. He's just breeding children.
Maybe he's just a psycho.
I mean, what makes him psycho though? The fact that people follow him? I don't understand.
He has psychopath tendencies. Just shut up, Travis. Let me have this one.
No. What makes him a psycho?
I'm just going to keep using words that are similar to this word. So now I'm going to say he's crazy. He's psycho because he's crazy.
Okay, Mara.
He's crazy because he has a bunch of other crazy people following him and that do his bidding and his testament and his will. It's like a bunch of crazy... What are those people? People who follow Jesus?
Christians?
No, the
disciples?
Yes, it's a bunch of disciples following a crazy psycho Jesus. No offense to the big guy up there.
My thing is though, like you're saying, like he's crazy because people are following a crazy person. That doesn't mean he's crazy. Like just because you said the word crazy doesn't mean he's crazy.
Because he gives them tasks to do that are like, why are you doing this?
Like what?
Like when he just sends them out to go kill someone. Why?
Who did he send them to go kill?
I'm pretty sure they have done their share of just
now you're
random
just assuming things. See, that's the thing. You don't know these things. You're just making this up in your head. You're just assuming shit.
Are you assuming they don't randomly kill people?
I'm saying that I have no evidence saying that he does these things, so I'm not going to just say that he does them.
And we have no proof that he doesn't.
Really? Really? You gonna go there? The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence? Is that what you're going with?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, back to this season of Arrow.
I'm kind of curious to see what the big bad would be next season. Boom, that's the end of my statement.
Felicity.
No, but I really am looking forward to seeing Felicity becoming a thing.
Nope, because she's going to be the big bad. They're going to turn Felicity evil. It's going to happen. They have to do it, and it will make me so happy.
And they can do it later on after they've actually finally gotten married and maybe bred one child.
Nope, it's going to happen before that, and we're going to have Oliver and Laurel the way it's supposed to be. And
nope.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Felicity's going to turn bad using her crazy technical skills to try to take over the world or some shit. Even though she thinks she's doing the right thing like she did this past season.
The Brain now?
The Brain?
From Pinky and the Brain?
No, not quite. Because she doesn't have a pinky.
If Curtis wasn't smart, I'd say Curtis could be her pinky, but
that's the thing. That's what they were kind of, setting Curtis up to be her replacement,
Nope.
Yep.
Curtis too can get axed off on the island.
Nope.
Just to solidify that.
The fact that you don't like the black people? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Just to solidify that Felicity will stay good.
There you go, right? Once again, trying to kill off the black people.
When have I ever tried to kill off black people before?
It's just the next logical step. You try to shove them out the way at first, and then when they just don't get out of the way, you're like, you know what? Let's just kill them. It's okay. Well, it's not okay because I don't approve, but if that's how you feel, just own up to it, Mara. That's all I'm
It's
saying.
not how I feel.
Oh man, let's see. Anything else with Arrow though?
Nope.
Besides Prometheus being an awesome villain this season.
He was a good villain. I feel like I can't remember when I have actually really liked a villain from Arrow like before Prometheus. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think probably since like maybe Slade Wilson.
Slade was a great one. You're right. But yeah, since then, Prometheus. I think Prometheus is actually a better villain than Slade was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I haven't really liked anyone like been like shit. What's gonna happen next? Since really Slade Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
like Damien Dark. Like I don't really remember a lot of his purposing for what he was doing. Like he just wanted to reshape the city as to what he thought it should be or whatever. I'm assuming that's what it was.
Yeah, it was just a matter of him getting kicked out of the league and him wanting to be what Ra's al Ghul was, and it was just he found those powers. So it was like, yeah, I do what I want, so I'm just gonna rule everything, and you can't stop me. That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah, and it's like but Chase was like Prometheus was legitimately like crazy.
Yeah,
like
he was fucking nuts. I'll give you him. Prometheus was crazy. That was one. He was crazy. Raj may not have been crazy, but Prometheus was crazy.
No, Prometheus like batshit crazy, like insane.
Like killed himself with a smile on his face, kind of crazy. Yeah.
Right, like who does some shit like that?
Fucking Adrian Chase.
You know what I'm saying? Like his whole purpose was really kind of just like to get back at him for the whole father thing, but like he just like took it from like here, mid-level or low mid-level, to like here, like off the chart, and it was just kind of like because he just fucking could, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Oliver found out that he took William, he was like, "Why would you take my boy?" I really wanted him to be like, "Because I could."
See what I wanted was just like, cause fuck you, like that's.
Yeah, or something like that, like something like because I could, cause you didn't teach your bitch ass son not to talk to strangers.
yeah, basically.
This is halfway William's fault. If his mom dies on an island, it's his fault.
Because he talked to strangers. Yeah. That's a lesson for you kids out there. If you talk to strangers, your mom might get blown up on an island.
I'm going to play this for them all the time. Like, see what happens when you talk to strangers? You get me or daddy blown up.
Yeah. And then Travis doesn't have a show anymore because his co-host is dead. Like, this has, downstream ramifications. I need you to,
Well, I mean, in that case, I would have Luna take my place.
Well, she has to actually learn words first, so,
I mean, she can't talk to strangers right now. So, I mean, like, I'm talking about, like, when she gets older.
I mean, like, she kind of can talk to strangers. She can't say actual words to them, but she can, like, walk up to them, like...
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
There's no walking either. It's still just crawling.
She has locomotion towards... anything she wants to have locomotion towards if nobody stops her.
Touche.
Yeah. Anything else from Arrow, though, before we move on?
No, that's it. I can't wait for it to come back, though.
Fucking October.
I can't wait for any of these W shows to come back, and especially since I finished Riverdale.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Flash, because this shit almost made us lose our shit for a second because we thought they actually killed Iris for a second.
You know what? To be honest, there's a deep, 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 deep,
no,
dark part of me
no,
that kind of wished
no,
that when we saw Iris die, that was the season finale.
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Not because I want to see her die, but because like that would have been like the biggest fuck you from Greg Berlanti ever.
It's a completely unnecessary fuck you.
Exactly. Because I'm telling you, that's what I was saying like last week. I was saying like, they need to darken up Flash
No,
just
they
a little bit. Like
don't.
most, yes, they
Arrow is
do.
dark enough for all 4 shows. All right, they do not need to get any of these other shows darker.
I mean, just a little bit dark.
No,
I mean, because
you know how
most
dark this
Flash
season was? Like, no, they do not need to get any more dark.
Flash's only thing, most of Flash's darkness is in like his past. Like everything, like up to present, up until Savitar came up, was pretty fucking positive. I needed something. I
That's
needed
what the
a
Flash
character.
is.
I
Every show is
needed.
not supposed to be Arrow, Mara. Like I said, Arrow is plenty dark for the rest of the Berlantiverse put together. All right.
Okay, have you understand? Okay, obviously, as you notice, I like dark shows. I mean, come on, I watch SVU for shits and giggles. I watch a new, different case about a girl being raped a different way or a guy being raped a different way every week.
Yes, but that's not the
I needed
Flash.
some more darkness from the Flash,
No, you
and
don't.
so I wanted
You think
deep
you
down,
want that.
I
You don't
wanted
really
a
want that though.
I wanted a big fuck you from Greg Berlanti just so it would keep me on the edge of my seat. And I think the only reason I want this, why I'm saying it now, is because after watching the season finale of Riverdale, which is a great show, it comes on Thursdays after Supernatural. Um,
Until they cancel Supernatural, because that's inevitable because the show is terrible. But go ahead.
but after that season finale, when a certain character got shot, that was the finale. And I'm just sitting at home, I think it was. Yeah, I was sitting at home at my kitchen table, just sitting there in awe when I saw the word Riverdale go across the screen, and I was just like, no, you did not just end there. Because it did.
But we're talking about the Flash, so completely different
Yeah,
show.
I'm just saying, I wanted it to be darker, but that's just me saying that now. I feel like last week I would have probably died and never made it to this podcast if they did that.
See, here's the thing. Since we're talking about the Flash and that finale, before we get to that very end of the finale, let's talk about what led to it. Him discovering that, Savitar
Was himself.
was himself, well, kind of himself, a time remnant of himself.
Himself.
With a fucked up face because he ran too fast.
Against a cheese grater.
I mean, I don't know if a cheese grater was involved, but I'll give you that because I just don't feel like arguing with you about that at least.
You telling me his face don't look like he ran really fast past a cheese grater 1,000 times?
No, it looks like he ran so fast that the friction of the air fucked his face up.
Air probably feels like cheese grater.
You're ridiculous.
It's 12:30, man. Like, come on, give me a break.
It's only 11:30.
Whatever. It's tomorrow where I am.
It's tomorrow. No,
It is Friday.
It's never tomorrow, Mara. It's always today.
But from you, it's tomorrow.
No, it's still today for me too.
But we're not in the same day anymore, Travis.
I'm always on the same day. What are you talking about?
No, it is June 1st where you are. It's still first day of June there. It is now the second day of June here.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to see how you were going to get around that one.
Yeah, I couldn't get around that one. I couldn't figure it out that quick, so I just let you have it.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. We're talking about Flash. I know that much, but
I don't remember where we were talking about. Oh, yeah, cheese grater, his face.
Oh, yeah.
Evil Barry.
Yeah. So, interesting turn of events because if I remember correctly from the comic books, Barry is not Savitar. So, he doesn't dress that way in the comic books either. He's like, he's shirtless and shit, and yeah, big swole dude. But Hmm?
I said swole.
Yeah, man. Like Big Swole from No Limit Soldiers. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I know you don't know who that is. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
I didn't think you saw that.
Oh, I saw. I saw. I'm always aware of what's going on, no matter how drunk I am. But
Touche.
so got this whole Savitar thing. They finally defeat Savitar. Yada yada yada. You've seen the show by now. You know how that happens. That's not what's important. To me, what's important is what's to come. Barry went into the Speed Force, right? At the end, like I gotta go in there to balance shit out, right? There was something that was tossed out afterwards when somebody was like, are they doing the Flash Rebirth story from like '08, '09, something like that? Not to be confused with the latest line of DC Rebirth comics that I mentioned last week.
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
No, this is like Flash Rebirth is like a line of comic book stories from the Flash that happened back in '08. Might have been '09, but I think it was '08. But so let me tell you about what happens in this shit. It's some comic book spoilers here. I mean, it won't be spoilers for the show because the show always does things differently.
Spoil it.
So, Flash went into the Speed Force. Barry goes into the Speed Force. He's gone for a long time, like years. He eventually comes back. He doesn't know why he's back. He doesn't know how he came back. But in that time, Wally has become the Flash. Wally's not Kid Flash anymore. He's the Flash, same costume and everything. In addition to that, his grandson who came back from the future while he was still around, Bart Allen, who was Impulse, became Kid Flash. Fun fact about Bart Allen, it's his grandson, but he's also related to Eobard Thawne. So he's like half Thawne, half Allen, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy shit. But anyway, he comes back. He doesn't know why he's back. And there's like a shit ton of speedsters at this point in the comics. There's like, there's him, there's Jesse Quick, there's Johnny Quick, and there's all kind of speedsters. There's a bunch of them. Finds out when he touches them, they die. Like they turn to ash. They turn like really old until they like disintegrate. Turns out he is becoming the Black Flash. Like the Grim Reaper of the Speed Force.
Oh, that means they're gonna kill off Jesse Quick if they do that.
You don't know that.
Out of all the people he would accidentally touch and then let them die,
Why wouldn't it be Jay? Why wouldn't it be Jay? Because he's old as shit anyway. Why wouldn't it be Jay?
Oh, true. I forgot Jay was there.
Yeah.
Because Jay shouldn't have fucking left the Speed Force to begin with.
Yeah. So there's that. So there's this whole thing of him dealing with that, like him trying to stop himself from becoming that. And it came to be that Eobard Thawne was in the Speed Force that whole time, getting him out, like pushed him out because his power of the Speed Force is dependent on Barry. Because turns out that the entire Speed Force exists because of Barry. Like he was there, he was the beginning of it. And because the Speed Force doesn't exist in any particular point in time, it exists in all time. That's why,
so
like,
does
older.
Mean that Barry was the first speedster?
If you want to look at it linearly, yes. Yeah, crazy shit. Even though there's like were speedsters before him, technically, he still was the first. And all other speedsters get their speed because of him. Except, thing is with Eobard Thawne, who strangely sometimes in the comic book goes by, Reverse Flash, and other times he's Zoom, and it's weird shit. But because comic books, but his speed is entirely dependent on.
About Thawne, that was just in Legends, right? No.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this nigga! I thought that was the last we saw of him in his annoying ass face.
Oh no, he'll be back. I'm even if it wasn't for this story, I'm like 99.999% sure he would have been back anyway. Um,
His face is so annoying.
but yeah, it was during that line that you find out that like he was the reason, why Barry came back, because he was using him to make his own power stronger and just to make Barry miserable because he can't kill Barry because he needs Barry to have the speed.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, could be some crazy shit going on. Barry being trapped in the Speed Force and not being trapped in the Speed Force and all that kind of shit, all because of the Reverse Flash. But the strange thing is, next season, they said the main villain is not going to be a speedster. So I don't know.
Thank God.
Kind of throwing me off. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do. But the only line that I know of
Well,
with Barry
it's a
going
good
into the Speed Force is, this whole rebirth story. So him realizing that, like, in order for him to really exist as he is, he needs an anchor, and his anchor is Iris.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot that can really be happening, especially like I said with him turning into the Black Flash.
That'd be pretty interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga is ugly.
Yeah. Anything else with the Flash you wanted to touch on?
I don't know, cause I mean, my whole thing was really just seeing a different villain that wasn't a speedster. Like I was saying, I needed Flash to like change up just a little bit. I feel like it's been kind of the same. Like, it's speedster versus speedster, and people he loves are in danger, and blah blah blah. Barry has to get faster to defeat this one.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But I feel like that's also essentially what the Flash is. But I'm ready to see something different.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get that. But
Bring it, Greg.
yeah, like I said, I'm sure. Like, how long do you think Flash will be gone? You think he'll be back in the first episode?
I'm gonna give it till the 45-minute mark of the first episode.
It's a good spot.
Like, I feel like he will, like, we'll see him in the episode, but it'll be maybe him in the Speed Force. You feel what I mean? But it probably won't be. It won't be.
Rebirth.
Huh?
Kind of like Wally in DC Rebirth.
Yeah, I think so. But it's like it's not gonna be focused on him though. It's gonna be focused on everyone, outside of everything. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
And then at the 45-minute mark, bam, he's back. And
So
then like I guess like the last couple of minutes of the episode will be him, I guess, talking about, oh, I don't know how I got out, or they'll be asking what it was like in there or whatever, and then main conflict of the whole season starts.
Oh, so you say 45-minute mark is within the context of an hour?
Yeah.
I thought you meant 45-minute mark is in like the very end. See, I would have gone with that. Like they end that first episode with him coming out of the Speed Force. That's what I would have guessed.
Or that too. I see that very likely. I feel like both of those are very likely. But because I feel like some of the episodes do end with them just kind of talking, and then conflict is like the last 2 seconds. I feel like that could be it as well.
I see. All right. Trying to think, is there anything else I want to make sure we touch on with the Flash?
Everything is on Netflix now, guys.
Yes, watch them all, and listen to our episodes along with it.
You got all summer to do it, man.
You do. Great shows. Even the ones like, even if you're one of those people that only watch like 1 or 2 of them, watch the rest of them. They're all on Netflix now. They got to deal with Netflix a couple weeks after. Boom, they're up there.
And it's barely a couple of weeks. It's normally like a week and a half now.
Yeah, it really is just like a week, actually. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, we'll end that right here. This is the season finale of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. You can find us.
God.
What's that?
I said, oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, we made it through a whole season.
Without killing each other.
I've come close.
What?
Said I've come close.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. You don't even know. I've had to call the snipers off a couple times.
Oh, okay. Great. I'm gonna feel comfortable every time I walk outside my house now.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Thanks, Travis.
Anyway, you can find us on both Twitter and Instagram at Creation Magazine. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/Creation Magazine. Find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Where can they find you, Mara?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mara the Shark _. That's MARADASHARK _.
Had a little trouble spelling it that time.
Yep, and the sad part is that was my name that I kind of almost forgot.
We'll end it right here. We'll catch you all in October, I guess. Or maybe a little pre-show before that. After Comic-Con, we'll do a show. Because I'm sure there'll be stuff after Comic-Con. So we'll do it. We'll catch you all after Comic-Con. But until then, stay creative. Stay free.
Bye, everybody.